I'd like to tell you about my company, HErD Star Company, and our innovative product, the HErD Star. HErD stands for Hajar Ergonomic Designs. My father, Dr. Victor Hajar, practiced dentistry for 45 years in Harrisburg, and my mother was from Finland. That's why I chose a reindeer as our logo. The name of this company and our logo are tributes to my parents. My name is Tammy Del Sol, and I've practiced general dentistry for over 30 years in Harrisburg like my dad. In 2018, after experiencing numbness and tingling down my arm and a loss of grip strength, I was diagnosed with carpal tunnel syndrome and trigger thumb. At that time, I didn't even have the strength to push the button on the back of my high-speed to change out my burrs. 3 weeks after surgery, I came back to work, and while I had enough strength to do my job, I realized I had lost 75% of my grip strength. Opening jars continues to be a problem. In 2020, COVID forced me to close my office for 4 months. Looking for a problem to solve always, I picked up a dental mirror, knowing that it was this instrument, its cylindrical design, and the pinch grip forces needed to use it that had caused my pain and injury. I decided to study the problem and see what I could do to possibly redesign the handle to eliminate the injuries like mine. During my research, I learned some staggering statistics. Over 70% of the dental hygienists will have neuromuscular injuries in their hands in the course of their careers. 70%. Some will use hand splints or pain meds. Some will lighten their schedule, alter their hours. Some will go out with surgeries, and some will never come back. For those who do go out with surgeries, that practice loses at a minimum $1,500 a day in production. And that figure doesn't even begin to calculate the production lost in the dentist schedule, since dentists are completely dependent on hygiene exams. Today, over 40% of practices in the US are actively looking for at least one hygienist, and they will spend and lose between $30,000 to $100,000 in lost production and attempts to attract new hygienists. This is not a little problem. Practices are desperate to keep their staff happy and healthy. So what is being done or suggested to solve the handle design problem that leads to so much suffering and lost revenue? After the clinical studies on carpal tunnel syndrome and handle design all the clinical studies on carpal tunnel syndrome and handle design suggest widening the diameter, lightening the weight of the instrument, and even overmolding the handle with silicone. Well, the dental instrument manufacturers have pretty much done those things, except the problem hasn't gone away. Maybe there's more to that problem. I mean, we all understand that it's the repetitive pinch grip forces on the cylindrical handle that cause the problems. But then it dawned on me. We don't hold these instruments with the same intensity for every patient and every procedure. And it's when we hold the instrument the most tightly that the injury and pain begins. It was a when question. So when do we do that? We hold these instruments the most tightly when we retract. That's when the pain and injury begins. So whether you're retracting a strong tongue, pulling on tartar, or drilling through a quadrant of old amalgams, it's the pinch grip pulling along a cylindrical handle that is at the heart of the design problem. And the solution was right in front of me, in front of all of us. I realized after opening my fridge, the answer was latch pull. When we latch our fingers around an edge and pull, we have so much more strength. My mission became figuring out how to create and add an edge to the handles of the dental instruments. And after many iterations, I came up with our signature product, the HErD Star. It is a 5-fluted, asymmetrical, synthetic rubber, fully autoclavable add-on. It comes in 3 sizes to accommodate any size handle or handpiece. And once placed on a handle, it opens the grip. Very important. It also allows a latch pull effect. So whether you're retracting a strong tongue, drilling through old fillings, or removing tartar, this star makes it easier and pain-free. And 3, as some of you may know here, we have over 3,000 specialized nerve endings at the end of every fingertip that we don't use in hand instrumentation until now. With the star, you are afforded a level of rotative precision that you will never get using traditional wrist rotation. This innovation redefines ergonomics and handle design. These are some testimonials. Nikki on the left is a dental hygienist. She heard about us a year ago after we launched the HErD Stars in Chicago. She came by our booth this past November in New York to tell us we had saved her career. She had an inoperable ganglion cyst on her wrist, and she was ready to give up her profession. After her surgeon told her her only option was a hand splint, she said that she was unable to wear one practicing hygiene. Desperate, she found us on a video and purchased some HErD Stars. Her pain went away. Her ganglion cysts diminished. She actually came by our booth to purchase more stars to put them on the rest of her instruments. Her story and many others are on our social media platforms. So who do we want to focus on first? Our beachhead has been and will continue to be the dental hygiene community. As you can see from this slide, $9.5 billion is spent on dental and medical instruments around the world annually. And out of that, $603 million is spent every year on dental instruments in the US. The market potential for us includes trying to help the 220,000 dental hygienists around the US, 70% of whom are dealing with neuromuscular pain and injuries, and the other 30% of the hygienists who understand the risks built into their careers and want to avoid injuries altogether. Hygienists use packs of dental instruments, which are consequently autoclaved throughout the day, as they see anywhere from 8 to 12 patients. Normally, a hygienist will rotate through 3 setups. That hygienist would need and use approximately 39 HErD stars to outfit all 3 of those packs. Currently, our HErD stars sell for $10 a piece. We are going after that 86 million market potential. Our plan, clearly, is to land and expand. Going after the dental hygiene market not only allows us to help a huge number of dental professionals, it also gets our foot in the dental practice door. The rest of the dental team, the dental assistants, and the dentists do not let new innovations go by unnoticed. Our current customer base already includes not only hygienists, but also dentists, dental assistants, and entire dental practices. As you can see from these slides, there are many cylindrical handles and hand pieces on these tray setups. All of them would benefit with the addition of HErD stars. The opportunity here is huge. Practice owners seeking ways to keep their staff happy and healthy are slowly realizing investing in their team's physical well-being and prevention of injuries is not just thoughtful, it's smart, strategic, and business savvy. This past May, we received a utility patent for our HErD star and clip-on grip. The EU and Canadian patents have also come through. This year, our sales will continue to grow, and we will begin to expand our products into larger practices and DSOs. In early 2027, we will expand distribution of our products internationally, leading with a booth at the IDS in Cologne, Germany in March. This past November at the New York show and last month at the Chicago Midwinter, distributors from Japan, France, Korea, Peru, and the Philippines came to us asking for exclusive rights to distribute our HErD stars in their countries. In 2028 and 29, we will be going after the $9.5 billion global instrument market with our own instrument line and be on the verge of disrupting instrumentation technology with our HErD vertical array featuring our clip-on grip. Having launched our company and HErD star just over a year ago at the Chicago Midwinter, we are slowly growing an awareness of our innovative solution. Since then, we have had booths at a number of other major shows, as well as the two most prominent dental hygiene trade shows in the country. Our next event is the registered dental hygiene meeting in Annapolis in July. We currently have a U.S. distributor, ProDent USA, out of New Jersey, who accounts for 44% of our total sales. We are in the process of working with the interested global distributors, previously mentioned, and following through with letters of intent. 6 months ago, we revised our website and created an e-commerce site so the customers could reach us and purchase directly from us. We have a very active social media platform, utilizing TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Many new customers are finding us through these platforms. We also have key opinion leaders and other influencers who are helping us get the word out about HErD stars. HErD Star Company is seeking a pre-seed investment of $750,000. Those funds will be spent on marketing and sales. As we expand our markets, we are shooting for $300,000 in sales in the next 12 to 15 months. We will also bring our fractional executive advisor on full-time as CEO. Our next ask in 18 months will be for $1.5 to $2 million, where we will introduce new products and expand our global markets. Our Series A ask will be for another $2 to $3 million, where we will continue to introduce products and expand. Our goal is $12 million in sales in the next 5 to 6 years, with a strategic exit of $50 million. We have many hills to climb to reach these goals, but we have all the passion and drive we need to get there. This is a pie chart demonstrating how we will spend those funds, as the most of it will be in marketing and sales, and then with team leadership, and then also R&D. This is my team. Hiring Neil was the best decision I made this past year. He's one of the hardest working men I know, and he has tons of leadership experience. Joe holds decades of experience in the field of quality assurance and regulatory affairs. Even as a Class 1 medical device, there are numerous hoops to jump through, and Joe is helping us get there. Mayan Del Sol is my daughter, and she has a pivotal role in marketing, fulfillment, and customer outreach. Thank you so much for listening. If you have any questions, please ask.
When you talked about your market being the dental hygienist first, and then you showed the screen with the 3 levels going out and growing that, I was curious about that. Are the dental hygienists really your customers? Are they the ones that need to buy and adopt that? Or would you be looking for others to buy and adopt? Because are they buying their own equipment?
So what I have come to understand is, especially for the hygienists who are suffering, that, ordinarily practices buy the instruments for, their staff. But there has been a change, especially, more recently with hygienists purchasing what they need to make their job easier. And we have found the hygienists purchasing their own products. What happens, like I said in my what I just reported, once these SARs get into the practice, everyone pays notice. And we have found that the hygienists are kind of our opening to get in there. And that's when practices start paying attention and using those and buying those for the rest of their staff, because dental assistants, are retracting tongues all day long. And there's a lot of suffering, not just with the hygienists.
I just wonder about leading from that and putting that cost and that onus on them, where if it makes more sense to bring that awareness to the industry in a different way, to not put that on the dental hygienist. That's why I was thinking about that out loud and wondering about that.
Yeah, no, I know, and I've been to a number of trade shows, and I've asked a number of dentists, older dentists, and a lot of older dentists come up to the booth and whatnot, but I feel like the staff needs to start talking more openly about their pain points. And unfortunately, what happens is the staff comes to the doc and they say, "Hey doc, sorry, I'm gonna be out for the next 2 weeks with hand surgery." That's too late. You just are now behind the 8 ball. And
right.
So I think, a lot of staff is afraid of sometimes coming out and saying what their injuries are. But I think it behooves us as practice owners to say, "Hey, you haven't mentioned anything. How's it going? I saw you icing your hand at lunch. What can I do to help?" I think those kind of conversations really kind of need to happen also. More caring for the rest of the staff too.
Do you have you said you built an e-commerce site for your products. Is it HErD Dental?
Yeah.
It seems like there's so many categories. I've seen people use dental equipment for, plumbers. I've seen artists, people that dig in the dirt, use fine dental equipment, and you just see so many.
The applications for this are amazing. We're going to go well past medical, dental, and veterinary, sciences. I put them on my screwdrivers. I put them on my pens. I have a couple patients who are using our forks, who have neuropathies, and it's really making a huge difference. So, this is going to have far-reaching impact, but because I'm a dentist, we're starting here.
Exactly.
It's my home turf.
Yeah.
And then we'll go on from there.
I do have another question, because I saw that you have the social media on there. You have the TikTok, you had the LinkedIn,
Instagram,
and then the Meta. And I was wondering if you have stores on all of those sites, because it's far cheaper to sell from there than to get them to your website and then get them to purchase.
All right, well, we're going to get there. We're not there yet, but that's a good
I have
point.
some thoughts about it.
Okay, we'll talk
next
later.
month. I'll be talking about it, I'm sure.
Thank you.
I think your comment about workplace injuries is probably one of the biggest points that you could sell this to a dental office, right? If I'm running a dental office, my people are getting injured, that's a problem for me. Do you know about how much it would cost to outfit a dental office with all of your products, and how quickly the return on investment would be for that dental practice?
So, I know that on the average, and every office is different. Like my office, before I sold it, had 14 operatories, and other ones have 7. So, it depends on how much staff you have. But I think on the average, you might be spending between $1,500 and $2,000. And, in the course of my 30-year career, I had, I think, 4 hygienist throughout the time, taking off 3 to 6 weeks for hand injuries. My dad's assistant, he had for 35 years, had 2 thumb injuries and have permanent, neuropathy in their hands. I mean, even if they don't go out with surgery, they're lessening their hours. They're doing different things. I can't do that scaling and root planing. Can you just give it to, Sally or whatever? I mean, there's a lot of different things that don't come out like that. But the benefit of this was as soon as you put this in your hand and you pull back your first tongue, you see it immediately. It's an immediate effect. And the other thing, and we're getting into a little bit further down the rabbit hole, but dental hygiene, I don't know how many dental people are in this room, but dental hygiene, the way I was taught and the way dental hygienists are taught, they're taught to do this wrist roll. They anchor the bevel of the curette, and then they do this wrist roll, okay? It's not ergonomic. As they're going along the circumference, they're not ergonomic. But when we put this star on a dental hygiene curette, you can use a whole different application, a whole different mechanism by which to clean teeth. And so we are going to end up going down the hole, where we're going to teach dental hygiene all new techniques. This is going to be the future of dental hygiene techniques in the future. So we're getting some KOLs in the dental hygiene world to get behind this and maybe start teaching some courses the end of next year.
I know that we're in the early adopter innovator stage of people buying your instruments. Have you given any thought about, as you penetrate the market more thoroughly, what kind of studies that you could do to show reduction in workplace injuries or some other proxy for that, so that you could start to generate some science to support the fact that this is an demonstrable improvement over the current instruments?
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying, I'm almost 10 alumni, so I'm trying to get, my foot in the door there, as an alumni to just do a study. I understand also that Tufts has done studies in the past, and I'm trying to get in there and get hold of them. But I would love to work, with some university to do this, because I feel like this is going to be, I'm biased, a slam dunk. I think this is going to be a slam dunk.
Are you targeting dental hygienist schools, and really so hygienists are being trained on this right from the beginning, so they won't accept anything else but having your product?
Okay, so, dental hygiene, they've been teaching this for over 100 years. And for me to just say, hey, you can do this completely differently. It's a process, I have to get some. Right now, there's 2 key opinion leaders, 2 dental hygienists who have PhDs, who lecture on ergonomics, who've seen these, are using these, and are getting behind this. And we're going to start talking soon about possibly making some courses where they can start teaching this, maybe even certifying HErD certified dental hygienists. I don't know. But we have to start somewhere. I've gone to some of the schools and talked to them, but it's not like they can just get them and just like, oh yeah, we're going to do this now. We're going to change this whole process, because the textbooks talk, in detail of the angulation, all that stuff. And it's, we have to do it this kind of way. So that's how we're moving forward.